All right, y'all. So today's topic is men have forgotten who they are. All right. So I am a digital design coach who helps the aspiring entrepreneur and YouTube content creator gain clarity and confidence to bring forth their online presence with hold on, let me make sure I'm saying it right. So I help people get prepared for their brain preparations to bring their skills and prepare a presence online, okay, through YouTube and e-commerce platforms. Now, because I'm a digital design coach who is focused on people recognizing their value, because people have forgotten who they are. This goes for a woman and this goes for a man. All right. So today I'm going to be using the Lion King as an analogy for people to grasp the concept. Okay. Like literally movies and songs will have you be like, oh, so that's who I am. That's how I should be treated. That's how I should be moving through life. Okay. Even if you are not a foundational biblical person, literally movies will tell you who you are and what you're supposed to do, especially if you are a man. But the topic for today is men have forgotten who they are. All right. So I'm recording on two different platforms. I'm recording on TikTok and YouTube. All right. So we're going to get started. So I ran across this video this morning, and the video that I was watching, it was by Myron Golden. I don't know if y'all familiar with him, but he's like a Christian entrepreneur who like motivational speaks, but yet he has you start thinking towards making money on your own merit. This is not you relying on your job per se, but it's really relying on your own self-discipline. All right. So I started to notice that guys on YouTube, like I remember it was a while back ago. It was about like 2012 era where dudes were writing going our own way. And even like the other day I was on YouTube and some dude wrote a title that said why men are leaving the dating market. And I'm like, my brain is just like, why do they constantly keep talking about this? Like, why do they constantly keep talking about, okay, men aren't approaching women anymore and men are going their own way? And I'm like, why are y'all talking about this when y'all have already went your own way? Why are you talking about this when you have already went your own way? Okay, this is what I mean. If men have already decided to leave the home, their home is representative of Pride Rock. Okay. The home is representative of Pride Rock. This is where I'm going to bring in the Lion King analogy. Okay. So if you, as a man, have gone your own way, okay, and you have left your foundational stance, which was being in the home with your quote legacy that y'all like to say, what is your children, right? Your children are your legacy, supposedly. But you have decided to go your own way a long time ago. You have decided to go your own way a long time ago. So why are you making videos in 2025 talking about men aren't approaching women anymore? We understand you have left. Listen, we understand that y'all have left the continent. Us as women have understood this already. Why do y'all keep talking about it? So, here's where the Lion King analogy comes from, where men have forgotten who they are. If so, Simba in the beginning of the movie, Simba is in super ideal admiration when it comes to his father. His father is king. So you have Nala and Simba in the beginning. Oh, Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Okay, that's what he said. Why? Because he was in admiration of his father. Okay, he was in admiration of his father. Why was he in admiration of his father? I don't know, because his dad stood on Pride Rock. His dad stood on foundational principles. His dad stood on his kingdom, and he was always there. He's always there. He's always present. His presence is always felt. That's why Simba was in awe of his father. But when fathers are preaching and males are constantly preaching, I'm going my own way, how is your children going to see you as the prize that you say you are? How are your children your legacy if you keep leaving your legacy behind? Let me know. Let me know. How are you going to leave your legacy, your children, your foundational pride? You're going to leave the pride? You're going to leave the path. You're going to leave the pride, the legacy that you claim that you want so bad, right? But you're preaching to us that you're going your own way. Y'all have already went your own way. We understand that y'all are no longer approaching women. We get it. Why do y'all constantly make videos on this? It makes no sense. Y'all, in essence, you think you're punishing us, but you're punishing yourself. In essence, you think you're punishing us as the women by subtracting yourself. You're punishing yourself as a man. All right? So let's really get into the Lion King analogy. All right. So, you know, the whole debacle happens where Scar is really at fault of why his father is no longer there. But Scar makes it as if it was Simba's fault. Okay? Scar makes it as if it was Simba's fault for his father's passing. So Simba goes along. He feels so much shame. He feels so much guilt that he goes off. Who did he go off to? Okay? You went over there. Now, in human form, y'all are going off over there with the hyenas. Who is the hyenas? Side chicks, OF girls, Instagram baddies. Ain't nobody told you go over there with them. Ain't nobody told you to go over there with them. You said men going your own way. Where y'all going? You went to the OF girls, the hyenas, the side chicks. Ain't nobody told y'all to go over there. Okay? So now, here we go. Hakuna Matata. Okay? Simba learns Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Okay? Simba learns this new ideal mindset that he just thinks is so, Hakuna Matata. Slimy but satisfied. Learns how to eat from the lowest of the lowest pickings. Hello? Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for this. I'm gonna take y'all to school. I'm about to take y'all to school. Timon and Pumbaa shows what his name? Yeah, Simba. Timon and Pumbaa shows Simba how to eat from the lowest of the lowest pickings. Talking about some Hakuna Matata. So here come Nala, right? So here come Nala and Simba. And then they get reunited. Hold on, let me tell you how the aspects of men and women are right now. Literally, this movie tells you, and I'm going to get to how men have forgotten who they are. I'm going to get to how men have forgotten who they are. So right now we're using the analogy of Nala and Simba. All right. So Nala and Simba, and I said right? Yeah. Nala and Simba. Here's where they are in the movie, where they reunite. Okay. And they're, oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, they're like embracing each other. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? And they calm down. And Nala's like, what'd she say? She said, why didn't you come back to Pride Rock? She said, we all thought you were dead. That's what she said. Okay. She said, why didn't you, let me tell you something. If Simba was originally designed to be king, listen, think of this. Think of this, men. Think this. You watching this? If Simba was originally designed to be king, why would you walk away from your kingdom? Why would you walk away from your legacy? Why would you walk off your throne? Why would you walk off a Pride Rock? So Nala says, why did you come back to Pride Rock? We all thought you were dead, right? Men claim they want legacy, but they walk away from legacy. They walk away. You walked away from your power. You walked away from your presence. You walked away from your essence. Okay? So Simba replies to Nala, and he says, I just can't go back there. Like, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand. And then Nala's like, what do you mean I wouldn't understand? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Then he turned around and he tell her, Hakuna Matata. And she looking like, what? So Simba say, Hakuna Matata. And she like, no, he's like, it means no worries. But you just wouldn't understand. She looking at him like he done lost his rabbit ass mind. Okay? She looking at him like he done lost his rabbit ass mind. Talking about some Hakuna Matata. So when y'all say, oh, men going their own way, we don't approach women no more, that's how real women are looking at y'all like, y'all lost your mind. Like, what? You think women don't want your presence in the home? You think women want this ish? No. What's happening is that women are learning to adapt. Not becoming masculine. You turn around, you leave the home and become in your resting. Like, listen. Now the story is shifting. So you pick up this Hakuna Matata lifestyle, like ain't no worries in life at all, and you gonna eat the lowest of the low to nourish yourself. How are you nourishing yourself as a man if you're picking from the lowest of the low choosings? You over there eating scraps. You over there eating bugs and slime. Talking about some Hakuna Matata. And then when the high caliber women see you, they're disgusted. They're disgusted. You over there eating, what he say, slimy yet satisfying. Is it really? got this dude come over here on TikTok and say, oh, I can't afford a baddie, so I'm going to settle. That is your biggest downfall. Are you kidding? That's your biggest downfall. How is it your biggest downfall? When you adopted that Hakuna Matata thinking, that men going your own way, we not approaching women no more. Okay? When you adopted that lifestyle, you have essentially lowered your standard. You have essentially lowered your own self-confidence. You have essentially lowered yourself off of kingdomship. You have lowered yourself off of kingdomship. Every man wants to be able to say that they're a king. But if you're eating slime and bugs, you are essentially going down to a peasant, sir. How must you dare say someone submit to me when you're outside eating bugs? You eating scraps, sir. You hanging with the hyenas. Talking about the OF girls, the Instagram baddies. And what else? Oh, and then dating naps. But y'all yelling, how come nobody submit to me? Because you left Pride Rock. Pride Rock is your foundation as a man. Pride Rock gives you, when Simba finally goes to the end of the movie, I'm not gonna wrap it up, but we're gonna get there. When Simba finally gets to the end of the movie, y'all, and he stands on Pride Rock, do you see the glow? Do you feel the elevation? Literally, it's elevation. The man is elevated on Pride Rock. How are you going to be elevated if you over there with the Hakuna Matata thinking, eating bugs and slime? Talking about slimy yet satisfying. So when Nala meets Simba again, and Simba talking about, oh, Hakuna Matata, you just wouldn't understand. And she like, the hell? What he talking about? That's literally how women feel today. That's literally how women feel today. What you mean, Hakuna Matata? If you are originally designed to be king, why are you eating scraps? Why are you hanging out with the OF girls and giving them your resources? And you think, and then they say women of today ain't trying to be wives. Why would they? Why would they try to be wives? There's no benefit. You giving all the benefits to the OF girls. Duh. You done gave all the benefits to the crumb snatchers. That's equivalent. Okay, this is this how y'all brains be like. Think of what they used to say when, okay, I'm kind of giving my age, but look, when I was growing up, people used to say that they would eat a cereal, right? So there will be a prize at the bottom of the cereal box, right? There will be a prize at the bottom of the cereal box. That's how y'all treat women. That's how you treat women, and that's how you treat yourself. You think the prize is at the bottom of the cereal box. No. The prize in itself, in the essence of it all, is the nourishment. It's not what you think is at the bottom of the dang dong cereal box. Because whatever is at the bottom is at the lowest of the lowest frequency. All right, now let's get going in the story because I got real passionate right there. I got real passionate. Now, I got a little bit of notes so I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Yeah. So when he tell Nella, I can't go back there, she looking at him like he done lost his rabbit ass mind. Okay? So Simba did not want to admit why he left. But this is what happens. Now listen, Simba didn't run because he lacked power. Simba didn't run because he lacked power. Simba ran because he felt shame, guilt, and fear. And he was numbing himself with distractions. Hakuna Matata and eating bugs was a distraction. Him over there hanging out with Timon and Pumbaa. Now, you probably would have thought I was going to say that was a distraction. It wasn't. Timon and Pumbaa weren't actually Simba's distractions. You would have said, oh no, they is Simba distraction because they taught him Hakuna Matata. No, they actually weren't his distraction. And I'm going to prove to you how Timon and Pumbaa, specifically Timon, because Pumbaa, he the follower. Okay? Pumbaa's a follower. Now, Timon, he the spirit. People say that Rafiki is the spiritual guide in The Lion King. Yes, essentially he is. But Rafiki is symbolism of God. Now, Timon, hold on, I got my notes. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, so Rafiki. So once Nala done went away, she like, okay, this fool, he done lost his mind talking about this Hakuna Matata mess. Let me go back to Pride Rock because that's where my foundation started at. So let me go take my ad back to Pride Rock. Okay? Cause Simba, he talking about he lay out like this on the hammock. And he's like, I just started a new life out here and it's like awesome. Yeah. And I was like, I about to see. I'm about to go. I'm about to check up out of here. Okay. So after that, he runs into Rafiki. Squash banana, whatever he be saying, right? Okay, so he like, get away from me, monkey. And then he has a conversation with Rafiki. And Rafiki's like, you don't know who you are, right? Yes, this Rafiki. So Rafiki is the awakening guide. He is symbolic of God, okay? Rafiki. Nala is his accountability partner. That's drawing him back. Listen, the whole point of this video is to help you draw back to who you are and to recognize your value. That's literally what I talk about here on my channel. And as a digital design coach, I help people come back to who they are, recognize their value, and showcase it online through YouTube and e-commerce platforms. Okay? So, he runs into Rafiki. And he like, you don't even know who you are. And then he say something about the father. And he was like, correction, I know your father. And then he take him to the water. And he like, this man crazy. That's what y'all do with God. Talk about, oh, no, why y'all trying to make me think like that? And then Rafiki said, look harder. He made Simba look hard into that water. And he said, wait, what he say in that movie? Dang. He said, look harder. He lives in you. You being a king lives in you. You being a king lives in you. I don't know why y'all be leaving Pride Rock. It say because of guilt, shame, and fear. Okay, so Rafiki helps awaken Simba's rightful place because Rafiki knows how the man is supposed to position his power and on Pride Rock and how he's supposed to take responsibility for the ways that things work around the home and making sure that the people in your home are equipped with what they need. If you are equipped as a man and you know what your family needs, then they feel like they can trust in you. You have broken the bond. You have broken the trust. Now listen. Once he get done talking to Rafiki, and he said, "You've forgotten who you are." That's basically what Rafiki said, right? You've forgotten who you are. You've forgotten your rightful place. That's what Nala was saying. You need to take your rightful place on Pride Rock and come back home. Now, I gotta look something up because I really did take notes on this. So, let me see. Come back. Let's see. Give me a couple seconds. I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's see. Shoot. Oh, here we go. Nala didn't just want Simba to come back. She needed him to remember who he was. She's basically saying you don't need to check out just because you don't get to check out just because the world broke you. We're still here fighting. Okay? So, where are you? That's what women are going through right now. That's what women are saying, right? And women don't want to be no dang darn masculine. Women don't want to be masculine, but they do it out of survival because you left Pride Rock. Right? You've forgotten who you are. That's what Rafiki said. Now, let's get to the point where I said Rafiki was not the only spiritual guide. Okay? Rafiki was not the only spiritual guide. Timon, followed by Pumbaa, was also a spiritual guide. Okay? Now, Timon and Pumbaa help Simba to adapt to this Hakuna Matata lifestyle. Okay? And then they help Simba activate who he truly is. At first they told Simba, don't worry. Try this Hakuna Matata lifestyle for a moment and see how that worked for you. Just like how you said, men going their own way. Yeah, and see how that worked for you, right? Okay. So then when they recognize, let's go back to Pride Rock. They awoken something also and Simba. Okay, so boom. So at first they were helping Simba to escape, okay, and to numb him. But then once Nala came, once Rafiki came and was like, "You forgotten who you are. You need to take your act and come back to Pride Rock. Come bring your act back to Pride Rock and be the rightful king that you supposed to be." Okay? Then here come Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa. And Timon like, ugh, is this your land? Is this where you from? Ugh. He like, this what you want? Ugh. Because Scar messed it up. Now let me tell you something. Let's go back to Scar real quick. Let's reference Scar real quick. Now, Scar was not able to take Simba's place until Simba walked away from it. That's essentially what men have done. Because you walked away from the home. Yes, because you walked away from the home. Someone else had to take ownership. It's not that the woman is becoming masculine. Somebody else had to stand up and take ownership. To be a king requires ownership. To be a king requires presence. Okay? To be a king requires influence, presence, standards, integrity, discipline, being goal-oriented, having strength, having self-control through adversity, follow through, and therefore you have already, because you have those characteristics, you have already established a kingdom, and therefore that's when the woman can submit. You have to establish your kingdom. You have to establish your presence. Okay? Now, here goes Timon and Pumbaa. Ugh. This what you want? Ugh. And then he was like, Timon said, okay, now what you want us to do? You want us to create a diversion? He said, what you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula? And then boom, they're gonna hold thing. They over there trying to distract or appease the hyenas. Meanwhile, Simba in the back facing adversity. Okay? That's what Nala liked about Simba. It wasn't about no money. It wasn't about no resources. Okay? Yes, she needed him to come back because people respect a man's presence. Y'all know this. But it can't just be a man who's made up of the X chromosome. Right? I don't know. Whatever the chromosome is. Okay. They can't respect you just because you the way you was biologically created. No, you gotta have integrity. You have to already build you. So when you sit around with your friends and try to have this girlfriend, you are essentially distracting yourself from becoming the man that you're supposed to be. Do you see that? Do you see that? So when Simba was chilling, hanging out with Timon and Pumbaa, eating from the lowest of the low, eating scraps, and you think other women are supposed to find that attractive? No. So anyway, here they go. He facing adversity now. He talking to Scar. Scar like, whatever that conversation was. I don't remember what the conversation was with me for real. So, okay, they're going back and forth, right? All right. So then, in the midst of all of that, he's like, I'm gonna take my place back from rightful owner. No, you don't get right? Okay. So then, in the midst of all that mess, Scar announces that I killed Mufasa. You know what happened? Do you want to know what happened when he told him he X'd out Mufasa? You want to know what happened? That scene drew up from Simba's trauma. Okay? That scene drew up. This is when you use your trauma to the greatest umpteenth power. When you're facing adversity so that you can overcome it. How do you overcome it? You overcome it with follow through. When he told him that he was actually the one who did it, he drew up his trauma to help him fuel the follow through of returning to Pride Rock and being the rightful owner. Okay? If you're going to be a man that deems himself as a king, you have to establish presence. Presence, not dominance. Presence, not dominance. It's presence and the confidence and the integrity and everything that you have built. That's what makes you stand up as a man. That's what makes you truly believe you're a king. And women will follow suit because they will see you as a king. Okay? And when they don't see you as king, they don't have any energy towards you. You lose attention. You lose affection from people because your presence wasn't there. And that's why Nala kept asking Simba, were you dead? We all thought you was dead. Because why would you just leave a home like that? Why would you leave your foundation when you know that you are originally designed to be king? Scar get off the ledge. Raw. Simba didn't get 2 fudges. Here come Rafiki, Timon and Pumbaa. Yes. Timon helped. Now this is the key difference between Simba choice of friends and your choice of friends. Because a lot of guys get with I'm gonna say young guys. I don't know about older guys. I don't know. But young guys, y'all will get with friends who refrain you from evolving. Y'all get with friends who refrain you from actually finding a good woman. When you actually have a good woman, your friend over there jealous and then start telling you, oh, you just messing with her, you just talking to her, you don't get hoes, you don't get hoes. He mad because he don't got no ride or die. But you, because you so fixated on male's validation over a woman, that's where I be getting confused. I be side eyeing. I be straight up side eyeing. I'm like, hold on. So you gonna choose your friend word over somebody that showed you that they gave a damn about you? That's real interesting. All for what? For you to fit in, to feel like you a part of something? You don't have to feel like you're a part of something if you took all of your characteristics and your assets, and you truly believed that you were an asset, right? If you truly believe that you are an asset as a man, you wouldn't give a damn about what your friend said about some woman who already showed you who she was. Hello? Y'all be talking about, oh, it ain't no good women out here. No, you allow your friend, your non-evolving friend, to allow you to not evolve. It ain't your mama's fault. It's not your mama's fault. Stop. They say, be careful of the company that you keep. That's what they say. But this what Simba did. Simba got friends, Timon and Pumbaa. At first, they showed him how to be low grade. Okay? They showed him what life would look like if you stay as a low grade quality man, eating slimy yet satisfying foods. Okay? Slimy yet satisfying. That's what he said. But little do you know, Timon said, I'm going to ride with you. You want Pride Rock back? All right. Let's credit the diversion. Dress and drag and do the hula. That's what he said. So he essentially, he showed him low grade, but he also showed him high grade. How to take your accountability and your responsibility so you can get back on Pride Rock and be back in your rightful place. Because that's what Nala wanted in a whole freaking beginning. Nala was riding for you the whole time. And it be women out here like this. And what y'all do? Oh, no, I'm just going over here with the boys. I'm going to just go over here and go hang out with them and eat low-grade quality stuff and mess with the hoes, the OF girls, and the Instagram baddies. Yes, I'm going off. And then you turn around and say, why are the women acting masculine? Ain't nobody acting masculine. See, what happened was you laid in a woman's essence. What is a woman's essence? A woman's essence is a lady who, what do they say? Rests in her feminine. That's what you was doing with that Hakuna Matata mindset. Talking about men going their own way. We ain't approaching women no more. And what else they be saying? Oh yeah, we not paying for dates. That's the Hakuna Matata mindset. The hierarchy women, the baddies that y'all talking about. When we see, thank you. When we see y'all, that makes you less attractive. So you're not going to attract a baddie. You're not going to attract the bad. It's not because y'all so fixated on the money. Y'all are so fixated on the money part. This is what you got to be fixated on. It's the things that I labeled before. If you honestly want to be king and take back ownership on Pride Rock like Simba, you got to understand ownership. That's why women like real entrepreneurs. They take ownership. Y'all real life think it's essentially the money. No, it's because he has standards. He has integrity. He has ownership. He has influence. He has legacy. Y'all think it's status? It's because he got himself there. He had the confidence to know who he is. And that's what y'all have lost. That's what you've forgotten. You've forgotten who you are. So are men the prize? Yes, y'all used to be the prize. But y'all not acting like it. That's the whole point of the Lion King. It'd be like, we have symbolic things. Let me tell y'all. We already have symbolic things here in this life that shows us how things are supposed to go. But for some reason, y'all don't twist the ish and Going backwards. You acting like the Lion King when Simba left Pride Rock. Y'all get this? You want to be king? Go back to Pride Rock. Go back to establishing yourself as a man with integrity, discipline, goal-oriented, strength, self-control through adversity. You're going to face adversity by follow-through. And therefore, you have already built your kingdom. You're not going around asking women on pop the balloon, talking about something. I'm looking for somebody to build with. You're going to... You're eliminating the quote baddies. You're eliminating them. You have to know who you are. Okay? So, that's what I talk about as a digital design coach. Know who you are, stand in your truth, stand in your power. Know that you have influence and come and showcase that thing on YouTube and your e-commerce platforms. That's what I do. That is the mission of everything that I speak about, is to help you guys, men or women, recognize their value. Stop allowing people outside of you to tell you who you are. Stop doing it. You're hindering yourself. You're hindering yourself. So let's go back to that one thing I was saying. Men are so fixated on women saying, oh, they want a dude that's 6 feet tall, 6 figures. No. What that is, oh my God, you have to read between the lines. They don't want that entirely. Okay? They do not want that entirely. What the woman is telling you is that they want a man with presence. Okay? That's what they're telling you. That's why they like, I want a tall man. And I want a man with 6 figures. They want a man who has presence and takes up ownership and accountability, and therefore has already established his kingdom. So therefore, that's when she'll come over and quote, submit. We can't submit if you as a man have not submitted to yourself. You have to submit to yourself first. And that's what they were teaching in The Lion King. That's what they were ultimately teaching in The Lion King. When Rafiki came over to Simba and he said, look harder. Okay? He said, correction, I know your father. And he knows who Simba's supposed to be. But Simba over here denying his throne. Why are you denying the throne, sir? That's what makes you a man. You think it's your job? You think it's your job alone that makes you valuable? No. You make you valuable as a man. You have to submit to yourself first and know that you are equipped, and therefore you can make others equipped. And therefore that brings about trust. That brings about a bond. You over here wondering why women ain't paying attention to y'all no more? This is why. I'd be like, y'all, this is so simple. Y'all, I was out to hollering because I feel so passionate about this. Like, come on now. It's in songs. It's in classic movies that we all have watched in childhood. Are you kidding me? Why are we so clueless? Why are we like, what the heck? Come on, Red Pill. Yes, Red Pill is smart on one accord that they got. That one accord. Yes, you submit to yourself and you build yourself as a man. It's not about you going to the gym working out. No. Yes, a woman wants you to keep your body up so that you match her essence, that you match her flow, that you match her style. But you going to the gym, you think that's what women go? Come on. Come on. It's not you going to the gym. It's not you having a job. It's do you take ownership? No man these days. I'm not saying no man at all. My phone about to die. Hello. I'm not saying no man at all take ownership, but it's a lot of dudes that sitting on their ass. Excuse my language. So what you mean? What you mean? The women don't submit no more? Because y'all not building kingdoms. Y'all are not building kingdoms anymore. And it's so funny. It's so funny because, dang, I need my other phone holder, but I think I moved that somewhere. Let me see. I'm probably going to use this. All right. Yeah. Dang, what was I talking about last? It's about ownership. And y'all like, why are women not flocking to, why they not flocking to us no more? Because y'all used to build kingdoms. And y'all stopped doing it. You like, okay, I'm not about to approach no women no more. I'm not about to pay for dates no more. I'm going to just use my phone and get an OnlyFans girl, an Instagram girl, date naps, and I'm going to just call it a day and be low-hanging fruit. Yup, because that's going to work. And then you sit back and you mad because you can't get no baddie off no. The baddies ain't on no date naps. And what you deem as a baddie, especially if you over there paying for OnlyFans girls, you have a whole different definition from a baddie. Them Instagram girls with the so 1 minute, this is also, I think women are essentially losing respect for men. That's what I think is happening. They're essentially losing respect for men because you have now, when you left home, when you left Pride Rock like Simba, she had to take rightful place as owner. And then you turn around and say she masculine. That's uncalled for. That's uncalled for. So that's how and why men have forgotten themselves. All right. This lie was long enough. All right. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. Yes, you are the prize, but you need to start acting like the prize. All right. Now, if you want to work with me as your digital design coach, in my description box down below, I have the very first tool. The very first tool is free. It's a free entry to get in. It is the Align to the Signs audience solution template. You're going to figure out who is your audience and how you're going to serve them. That is how businesses get off the ground. Okay? This is how businesses get off the ground. They know what they're good at, and they essentially find an audience that they can serve. Everybody is supposed to submit. Hello? Everybody is supposed to submit. Submission is not a woman thing. Submission is stewardship. Everybody's supposed to steward. Why do you think we all go into jobs? Because we all need to contribute to society. But it doesn't mean that you got to stay at a 9 to 5 in order to do it. All right? That's why I help people recognize their value, showcase their skills, show up in an essence of knowing who you are and showcasing it online through YouTube and e-commerce platforms. That's what I do as a digital design coach. All right. Make sure y'all get the free tool in the description box below. All right. I'll see y'all.